Hey, welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king. Espinal, and joining me through StreamYards. It is our it is my co-host.
Joining me through StreamYards.
It's my co-host, the partner in crime, the tank top stage. It's Joshua Gangsta Time Cole.
Well, it's called partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
What's good, Chris? What up, everybody listening?
Hell.
Let's go Knicks.
Let's go Knicks. Also, let's go Knicksing with us. It is my brother, our producer, edgelord, Big News Brian.
Let's go Knicks, nerds.
Let's go Knicks, nerds. I've been seeing a lot of fun crash out Knicks videos that make me laugh. No one has energy like New York just won energy, and I enjoy it.
Yeah, a lot of fans get super hype. I'm happy we're taking care of business.
Me too.
By the way, speaking of taking care of business, I just wanted to glance at like the score for the Cavs versus the Heat in a potential elimination game. And at home, the Heat are down by 41 points.
Oh my God.
With 21 seconds to go in the first half. The score is 72-31.
Damn, you think they could come back?
Negative.
What if they do? Would you be afraid for the Knicks' chances?
No, not at all. I mean, if they took the Cavs out, then all we got to do is worry about the Celtics.
The Heat get eliminated, right, if they lose this one? I'm not keeping
Yes.
up with the other teams, so I don't know.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's over. Cavs is about to advance to the second round, play the Pacers, most likely.
Well, that should be fun.
What a beatdown.
Yeah.
For the last time I updated you on One Piece, I was at the Shabodi Archipelago.
Yeah. Archipelago.
And, talked about the great disappearance of the whole crew. Luffy went to Amazon Lily. That was a really funny arc, really funny mini arc.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna send y'all the package for that soon. Coming soon. Yeah. What to say? I don't got much more to say. I mean, he, Boa Hancock loves him. It's hilarious. Introduction to hockey, but not really. He's in Impel Down right now with Buggy the Clown.
Oh, yeah.
So it's moving really. Things are moving really fucking fast. There's a lot that's happened, but I think like once the Impel Down stuff wraps up, I want to give a more cohesive talk about Amazon Lily and Impel Down. I feel like that you could combine those together.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
It goes in a pair, I feel. Was that your entire...
Does Gantz go in a pair?
What?
Does Gantz go in a pair?
What does that mean?
Nothing, Brian. Josh is simply trolling you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's seen right through me.
my journey to read and catch up to every single series currently circulating in Jump is continuing onward. I am not exactly caught up. I didn't get to do a whole lot of reading this week because I was busy, but I got to read a little bit of Akane Banashi. I finished an arc of Witch Watch. I'm still enjoying Witch Watch quite a bit. One thing that is kind of like a knock on the series, and it's not really its fault, is that a lot of the humor, and it's mostly a gag series at this point. It's like a romantic comedy at this point. So with like a little bit of action sprinkled in here and there.
You know what I'm going to say.
It's not a harem.
No. Oh, wow. That's funny. I thought you might think I was gonna say that. No, but what series that reminds me of?
Hitman Reborn.
Yeah.
It might be that way, yeah. It's really long. I can't imagine. And there's like a conflict in the story that could take it to a straight up battle series. And we've had a little bit of that. There was a little bit of a battle arc involving another witch trying to attack the main witch, Nico. So yeah, and that witch is familiar being a werewolf. That eventually, spoiler alert, I guess joins the crew, becomes a good guy. But he's like the bad boy of the group.
This is the making of CP9.
No. Okay. So
Yeah.
my one knock on Witch Watch is that a lot of the humor is very centered in just like Japanese cultural references. So a lot of the humor kind of goes over my head in that regard because I'm not from Japan, so I don't. Sometimes the jokes kind of like fall flat because I don't understand the reference. But there was one really funny arc that I thought Josh would really enjoy. And it's like a 3-chapter arc. It's like a gag arc. And I sent you a screenshot. But there's this point where there is a group, like an organization, like the student council of their school is made up of nothing but manga trope characters.
Do they all hate each other?
No, they get along, it seems, but they're all different tropes. Like there's like a little kid who's like a super genius. There's like a scary killer guy who laughs maniacally and licks knives. He's like the crazy evil one of the group.
Yeah.
There's like a Uvogin type strong guy there. It's very funny, and their whole purpose
Japanese Thor.
and their whole purpose is that they want one of the protagonists, Morihito, like the main guy in the story, to join them and to fulfill their silent, cool fighter type trope. And the leader is like this super staunch disciplinary guy. You know, like think Hibari. I think I'm remembering his name, Hibari from Hitman Reborn, the Tomfa guy.
Yes.
Yeah, him basically.
Very stern.
It is very funny in that regard. I thought you would enjoy that a lot. There's a lot of references.
Is there a tsundere
No.
in the student council?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but there's a lot of characters in that council that are just tropes. There's a lot of references to other manga in this too. Like they make a reference to Demon Slayer and things like that, and it's a funny little series when the references are more universal, and I've been enjoying that. Akane Banashi has been very fun. I think I'm approaching the area where I was like caught up to last, and it's where we start to meet the side, like outward characters from other schools of Rakugo. And yeah, it's been fun. I'm happy to be reading 2 separate series that I'm enjoying so far. I've dipped my toe into Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi. And I read the first chapter of that, and that's an enjoyable series. That's probably going to be whenever I catch up to either Akane Banashi or Witch Watch, that'll be the next series I read because it's still relatively new and it's doing pretty well in the polls, so I think it'll be around for a while. I do have to read Elusive Samurai, so that'll probably be the next pairing.
Do you know who Nico Wakatsuki is?
That's the main girl from Witch Watch.
She's on the student council?
No, she's the main. Are you spoiling things for me right now? Did she go to the student council?
No. Because I looked up a list of characters, and I was trying to find out who's a part of the student council, and then it said a list of characters down from like top to bottom.
Oh, okay. Nico is the main
I guess
character.
they just talk. Yeah,
is the girl.
That makes sense.
The
why
witch
it should be the first one.
The witch that is being watched, so to say. But yeah, fun series, both of them. Very excited. I did want to bring up
Nico's best friend and love interest.
yes.
Nico's the silent fighter.
Nico is just a witch. She has some offensive things, but the whole point of the series is to protect her from like some oncoming doom. So yeah.
Oh, I see.
And Morihito is an ogre.
Okay.
So he has just like super strength and
Right.
all that stuff, and he's basically her main bodyguard.
Sounds like a dope manga.
It is. It's nice. It's a nice
funny.
little fun series. But yeah, that's my journey so far. I did want to bring this up because we didn't get to do a pre-show chat show this week. But me and Brian saw Sinners. And
So
just
good.
Quick thoughts. Yeah, it's very good. Super well made. Very entertaining. Highly recommend.
Probably top one favorite vampire movie I've ever watched. It's a very unique take on vampires too.
Yeah. But I just want to do a
What movie?
Sinners.
Oh, I didn't see that yet.
You should. Yeah, I'm not going to spoil nothing at all.
Everyone's telling me it's...
And, we're not going to talk about it in depth. But I just wanted to give a quick thumbs up for it. Very fun. But, all right. I'm ready to get the real show started. Are you guys?
Oh, I actually wanted to talk about Slam Dunk.
Oh, yeah, Brian. I forgot.
Oh, Slam Uno Dunk?
So I read all of Slam Dunk, and I wish there was more. But goddamn, that series. I could see why. I could see so much of modern sports manga. I could see all of its influence from this manga, like from Slam Dunk. Slam Dunk has so many of the like tropes that exist in current manga, like the rival star players that kind of show up at the same school kind of deal. You got the goofy but extremely determined main character in Hanamichi. You got the edgy, really talented guy who's a prodigy and really skillful and shit. And you got like a lot of interesting like side characters too that kind of are all very emotionally mature and all contribute to the team in different ways on the court, which is pretty interesting. But man, this manga, I was so surprised because it paid homage to the sport of basketball in a way that I didn't think it would. Most times in sports manga and stuff like that, it's really focused on like offense and scoring the ball and shit like that. But this manga puts such a big emphasis on defense and rebounding, which is really, really unique. Like the main character, Hanamichi, his main thing in this manga is rebounding. Which is...
He's the main character?
Yeah, Hanamichi is the main character.
What
and
position does he play?
He plays he's like he's either a power forward or sometimes he plays center. I think
so he's the tallest person. Like
yeah, he's not the tallest person, but he's getting taller. So in his second year,
big man.
In his second year, he would play center because their starting center is a third year, so he would be leaving after this. But the series is over, so I don't want to spoil anything for anybody who wants to read it. But man, this series, it just makes... So Hanamichi, for just a little bit of clarification, he is an extremely new player when it comes to basketball. He starts off the series as somebody who's just very physically gifted. He has a lot of energy. He's very keen on picking up the sport of basketball. Like he's a very fast learner. But the thing is, he's not a perfect player either. He makes so many mistakes during the show. But the thing is that Hanamichi is just such an extremely lovable character where it just makes him more endearing whenever he makes mistakes. And the growth that he goes through and the amount of effort that he puts into the series, it just makes the moments where he fucking does something incredible feel so worth it, and it pays off so well, and you just can't help but cheer for him. Man, Hanamichi is honestly probably my favorite sports manga character of all time.
Wow.
I fucking
Over
love this
Hinata?
guy. Yeah, like I don't know. I just see a lot of myself in Hanamichi. Like it just, I like he's so goofy. He's so fucking funny. He has so many bits in this fucking series that are genuine. That genuinely had me laughing.
Yeah.
And
Oh, sorry.
Where do you
Brian.
read Slam Dunk, or can you not say it on here?
It's not on the Viz app yet, unfortunately.
Okay.
If it were, I would have read it. I remember when I was young and I was like reading the Shonen Jump magazines and the physical books, they had a few chapters of Slam Dunk in it. And then they just took it out for some reason. I don't know why. They never like finished it in the magazine, so I never got to finish it. I would love to read it and I would love to support it, but the only way to read it for me would be to arg it or buy the whole series somehow, which is available. I think most of the series is out and you could buy them. They're doing reprints, like it's still in circulation, except for the 19th volume. Apparently, like nobody has that. They haven't reprinted that one in years, apparently.
Damn.
wow,
But yeah, that I have the first volume here that I initially got for Brian, and I don't know how it ended up in my possession again. But yeah, I would like to. I that is a bucket list series for me. I want to find a way to read it in a high quality way. I guess I'll have to yarg it, but
it's really good. It's so good, and the art is incredible.
yeah, it's Inoue. This guy is a master these days. Like he's one of those guys that pushes. He's the guy who made Vagabond.
Yeah, I didn't know that until Christian told me.
So if you guys know the difference between Slam Dunk when it started and Vagabond, it's kind of incredible. The guy is like a true artist. He's like one of the best artists doing manga. I believe he's still working on a basketball series, except it's more for wheelchair basketball. It's called Real, which you can buy volumes of it. They're translated here in America, but you can't really read them anywhere online, unless again, this is always an option. But yeah, I would like to read Slam Dunk, and I remember really liking it when I was younger, when I was like a kid reading it, and I just never got to finish it.
I
Luffy
watched
would
it.
Probably read it the same way.
What happened?
I said Luffy would probably read it the same way.
True. Yes, you would.
Yeah,
I watched Slam Dunk purely so that I could watch the movie, the new movie that came out like 3 years ago or something like that. And I did watch it. I watched it before I read the final arc.
Bug
And
that.
I've-
Thirsty. You couldn't hold it down?
I got to the final arc and then I watched the movie. And I will say they are both two different experiences.
Oh wait, it's a movie of the act of what already happened.
Yeah, it's a movie of the final arc, but it's
my bad.
a change in
He
perspective.
wasn't thirsty. My bad.
It's a shift in perspective. So Hanamichi is the main character of the manga, but of the movie, the main character is the point guard of the team called named Ryota Miyagi. And oh my god, the fact that there's a whole ass storyline that's not even in the manga. And surprisingly, in this series, there's not a lot of background on a lot of these players. They all kind of show up and they play the game, and you don't really get to see why they got into basketball, how they became so good, or stuff like that. But with this movie, with the new movie that came out for Slam Dunk, you learn a lot about this specific character's whole background and why he got into basketball and what he plays basketball for and what it means to him. And it's done in such a beautiful fucking way. This movie is insanely good. Like, it's honestly criminal that it took me this long to get into it, because it's right up my fucking alley. Animation, beautiful. Storytelling, beautiful. And it just adds so much to the arc while kind of condensing it into a very very like bite-sized way. Like it's so good. And I really wish there was more, but I don't think that there ever will be, because Slam Dunk ends, it feels really premature the way that it ends. I don't know if it got canceled or anything, but I wish that there was more. I wish there was more Slam Dunk, more Hanamichi. There's still so many characters who are shrouded in mystery. Like even one of the main characters, Rukua, we don't know a lot about his motivations in basketball. We just know he's really fucking good. And the way that he plays tells his story on how, like, his connection to basketball, which is really unique. Weapon?
He's a big man also.
No, he's I think he's a shooting guard. He's either a shooting guard or a small forward. I'm not sure. He's one of those two. But he's like the ace of the team. He's like really fucking good. But I will say that's like one of the unique things about Slam Dunk, where it's like there are very little flashbacks, and the way people play the game and how they treat the game of basketball tells everything you need to know about what it means to them, and how much history they have with it. So yeah, I'd recommend Slam Dunk to anybody. This is like an incredible series, very inspiring, and it's basically the godfather of modern sports manga. Everything you read, like Haikyuu or Embers now, is very heavily influenced by this manga. So I'd recommend it for anybody to see its roots.
Wow, that was really well said.
Hell yeah.
I want to re-Slam Dunk.
I do too. Every time Brian mentions it, I was like, I want to read it.
Slam no dunk.
Slam no dunk. All right.
I want to get into a disagreement with somebody and read Slam Dunk.
Why do you need the disagreement?
To make it like the skit.
Oh, okay. To do the bit. I don't know.
To do the bit.
Instead of being on my phone, I'm going to just pull out my Tankabon.
Yeah. I have no problems reading Slam Dunk to the whole thing. All right. We should get into the real show. Let's go. One Piece. This is One Piece chapter 1147. What we're afraid of. We are
I'll
starting.
tell you what I'm afraid of. The alternate title, L Piece. Because there's a lot of L's getting tossed around in this chapter. Yeah, I said it.
Wow.
Spoilers.
Wow. This guy.
Spoilers.
Anyway.
It's rough.
It is rough. We continue onward with our title page story. We see that last we left off, everything is settling down with the conflict with who's who. The people are saved. They're getting thanked by Raizo, who is the daimyo of Udon. He's given them some food to take on their continuing journey. It's assumed that Ulti and Page 1 will go with Yamato on his journey. And that's exciting. Very into it. Moving on with the chapter itself, we pick up where we last left off. Saul has been taken down by Summers. He is sitting on a pile of thorns. It's not good.
L.
Ew. But yeah, we get a flashback to a few moments later where he hides Chopper and Robin in his hair because the Holy Knights are immortal. They can't be beaten. So this is not even involving their powers, their devil fruit powers in particular. There's something about them that makes them immortal or very, very hard to kill. So that's interesting. Hold on. Anyway, I got lost. 1 second. Chopper and Robin are hiding in Saul's hair. They make a little noise and Somers notices it and he's like, but he kind of forgets it. He's just like, Gunko, you caught the Straw Hat crew then? You gonna take them with us? And they're like, no. Do you want to attract the? Do you want to make Straw Hat Luffy mad? I don't want that. I don't want to face him yet. So they're just saying, let's just fulfill the mission and go home.
He's scared.
As if like what
It's one
they've
of the
done.
only W's the good guys took.
Yeah. As if like doing what they've done so far wouldn't make Luffy furious already. But
Nah, that's his Nakama.
these are his Nakama. So yeah, Jinbei, Usopp, Nami, and Brook have all been apprehended by Gunko.
L.
It's not
Number
good.
2.
Gunko shoves her sword in Brook's face, and she demands that Brook go with them to make to write songs for her for the rest of her life. That Brook is gonna be her slave. Hey, look at that! Turns out Brook is important to Gunko after all in some way, shape, or form.
L.
What?
3.
Even that's an L.
Because we thought him being the Soul King was gonna break through to her in some way, shape, or form. That's an L for Brook.
it still
and an L
can.
for us.
It still
My
can.
bad, you're right. It's no.
The fact that she
L3 and
acknowledged
4.
the fact that she acknowledged that she makes songs she likes, I think, is enough to say that maybe Brook can change her. Brook can
He
fix
can
her, bro.
fix her. He can fix her.
The 3DL. Anyway, so yeah, everybody's just like, whoa, a celestial dragon who's a fan of the Soul King? Sounds like a nightmare fan. Summers just reassures us like, hey, I don't want to fight one of the 4 emperors, so leave him alone. And Brook goes on to explain that from the day that Captain Straw Hat Luffy bestowed him his second life, I've been dedicated to no one but him. Gunko says, what if I said I would kill you? And Brook is like, I'd rather die than live without honor. And this pisses off Gunko so bad she kicks Brook in the face. But for some reason that actually hurts Gunko. She like grips her chest and is just like, "Urgh." And she keeps kicking Brook while he's down.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I wonder how that hurt her. Does that hurt her feelings or something? I don't know.
Maybe he poked her in the chest with his sword.
I mean, his arms are tied behind his back, so I don't know.
Maybe he used his soul power. He hasn't used it at all in this situation.
Not in a long
maybe
time.
That's not happening. Yeah.
So Killingham seems to connect Summers to the pill bugs of all of the transponder pill bugs of every giant in Elbaf, and he sends them a message. He says, I am a dagger sent straight from the sacred Marie-Joie. I am Summers of the Holy Knights. And he explains all that they have taken 10 of their children as hostages, and they explain while you blithely assumed that someone else was going to do the rescuing for you, the children has continued to march to the goal. I mean, and we see that the giant pirates start to become overwhelmed by the nightmare recreations of the kids and the giants' moms and wives. So, the giants.
Yeah, it turns out they're really afraid of their wives, just like the kids are afraid of their moms.
Yeah,
Elbaf women are scary, huh?
I guess so.
Rough.
So they basically topple one of the giant ships, the giant pirate ships. And as that happens, they continue onward, saying that the giant pirate ship has crashed, and some of the sleep tids were real beasts. The kids' chances of being rescued are dwindling by the minute. And he then calls out Beard Hill Jarul, warrior of legend, and explains that their goal is to make the giants slaves in battle. And the next step is to find out how effective those kids will be as hostages. So he basically names all of the kids that have been taken hostage by the Holy Knights. Some of them are actual family members from the giant pirates themselves. I believe Oimo's grandson is one of them. And yeah, they name all 10 children, including Colin. And we cut over to the where Ripley is with Frankie. Mr. Ya is also there. And he's like, "Did you hear that, son? Did you hear that, Ripley? Our son's a hero."
Yo, what is wrong with these people, man?
Yeah. And so they
Roger
explain.
pirate people.
Yeah, they're nonchalant. They don't care. They're like, this is beneath us. I could kill a Holy Knight pretty easy.
Yeah, right. I hope.
Yeah. But yeah, basically, Summers goes on to explain that the school is completely useless and the library is packed full of pointless records of the past, and explains that if they want to save the kids, they'll have to burn down the entire library, or they'll kill the kids one by one. They don't like that. So, they're basically saying, you have to make the call, Chief Ja Rule. And one of the teachers yells that the school is a symbol of Elbaf's current state of peace, and that the library is full of Elbaf's ancient history, as well as the knowledge of the world saved through the sacrifice of O'Hara's scholars. And as she's saying this, Summers is like, "Ugh, calm down, lady." And this just awakens Robin, because you're not going to repeat this thing again. You're not going to destroy the records of Elbaf of O'Hara while Robin's around. So she starts to spring into action, as does Scopper Gaban, and the chapter ends with both of them basically proclaiming that they won't let the Holy Knights get away with this. Boy, oh boy, big ol' happenings this chapter. Josh, what did you think about One Piece chapter 1147?
My first immediate thought is that what a poor matchup this would be for Robin to fight this Thorn Man. I mean, everybody else was already struggling, but her abilities is all about growing limbs and touching people in extremely weird ways. But it's hard to do that when the person's covered in spikes and shit,
Yeah.
Doesn't it hurt? If her hands get hurt away from her, does that hurt her?
Yeah. The damage does transfer to her in some way, shape, or form.
Oh shit, it does?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a really rough matchup for her.
Yeah. Although I don't know if that
dude.
I don't know if that necessarily works if she uses a clone. I don't know how much of that damage transfers over to her, like a full-bodied clone. So.
True.
Plus, Mr. Ya is on the way.
Yeah. He'll definitely chop this guy's head off or something. He's chopping something off from this guy.
For sure.
If he's still around. Man, I'm rooting for Nami. I like this chapter. Unfortunately, it's not my RGC. I have been liking these One Piece chapters. I'm just along for the ride. It's so crazy because I have my journey with One Piece, and then I'm reading these like weekly, like the newer chapters, and it's such a different vibe,
right?
Week to week from like going through a story. It's so crazy experiencing it like it simultaneously. It's never happened for me before. I guess except for the first time. But I think like I ignored the newer chapters and just said, I'll catch up to them when I get there. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I forgot to keep saying L's because I was exhausted. We had 4 before we got like through halfway through the chapter. But okay, so the giant pirates. It should be an L for every single one of them, but I'll be charitable and just give them one entire L. right, for that situation. I mean, Jesus Christ, guys. Your wives, this is the one opportunity where you can like kind of maybe let loose in a healthy, productive way. That's not an issue towards your actual wife, right? And no, they didn't. Instead, they were scared. I guess it's good to know that the men of Albath are as far from what's the word I'm looking for? Domestic abusers as possible.
Yeah.
Good for them. I can really rally behind that as a giant for the giant nation. As a matter of fact, part of the reason why I chose giant for my class in D&D that we're going to be discussing in soon. So yeah, man, good chapter. Brian, what were your thoughts? And
This
who's
is a
your
fun-
favorite giant child?
Colin, obviously.
Karen
That's
is mine.
Colin's my goat. I don't care what anybody says. He's him. He's the future giant pirate king.
Scaldy looks kind of cool.
So yeah, Scaldy does look cool with the goggles.
I don't have much to say on this chapter, but I will say I'm really, really excited to see Robin and Scopper get it in. You know what I mean? Put up their dukes. Because Robin knows Fishman karate, right?
Kinda. Yeah. She was taught a little bit by Koala.
That would be really OP with her fucking devil fruit.
She has used it with her devil fruit ability before.
And now she's gonna use it again. But it's pretty cool, pretty sick. I'm really excited to see them go at it. What if she unlocks hockey in this fight
That would be
and
pretty sick.
becomes the OP fucking GG machine that she's meant to be?
I mean, with Ohara's records on the line, it's possible.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Chris?
I enjoyed this chapter. I mean, it feels like continuing raising the stakes and all that stuff. We're about to get into the real meat of it just in time for a week break. So, typical Oda fashion. But I am excited. I'm glad that Robin I think it's interesting that Robin is the first to step up of the Straw Hats to like really make an offensive move. It makes sense for her character. I feel like she has been defensive about historical records and artifacts before. We saw it in Skypiea, where when it comes to historical things, if like it comes to protecting history, Robin will show up and she'll do her part. So I'm excited to see how that rolls. And she's got Chopper there. Chopper could also turn into Monster Chopper. He's still pretty formidable in that role. He did pile drive Queen back in Wano, so
Yeah, that was nice. He stood on business.
yeah. So
He didn't, Oda didn't make Monster Chopper seem like he was no big deal. He still holds weight.
yeah,
You know what I mean? In the streets.
yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna team up and watch this nigga. Saul, I already gave him an L. I know what time it is. Don't put up for him. He's a warrior of Elbaf and an ex-Navy man.
I'm not.
He was a
What a
vice
disgrace.
admiral, all right? Come on.
What a
He was a vice
disgrace.
admiral. Let's be real.
Guys, hiding my hair.
this? There's not taking up for him, and there's just being cruel for no reason.
Popeye fucking arms for no reason. He's supposed to be Saul, bro. What'd you say, Brian? The ex-vice.
He was a
admiral?
vice admiral. Come on, you're not going to start hyping up
They
vice
sucked
admirals
Drake
now.
off. Ex-Drake. What's his name?
What?
They glazed the shit out of him, bro. What was he? What was he? An ex
He was
what?
sword. He was sword.
Huh?
He's a sword member, and has been the entire time.
is that like vice admiral? Like what? Where is that at? As far as I have vice admiral,
It's a range.
below, above.
It's a range. There's a range of ranks that reside within Sword. I believe Kobe was a captain level.
Was X Drake a captain?
Let me see. Brian, could you look that up? See
I
if,
think. Well,
Yo,
he was a.
Listen, it doesn't matter. They glazed this nigga, bro. What happened to Saul?
they did not glaze
Buns.
Diaz Drake.
Doesn't stand on business. He died 3 times in the same manga.
He was a
The
rear
fuck?
admiral.
A rear admiral.
Yeah, he was a rear admiral. It's the 4th highest rank in the Marines.
You know what's crazy? I'm the one that's mad right now, but
I don't know why you're mad.
guys.
I don't know why you're mad.
You like seeing Saul get defeated?
I don't like it, but I'm not gonna be like.
He's against the
"Bah!"
Holy Knight, and
You're like
he's just
right
a
even in
fucking.
the middle, like you know.
Yeah, I'm like fine.
unbiased.
It makes sense. Saul was never displayed to us to be like this massive powerhouse anyway.
I wanted him to hit this nigga once or something.
He might still do that.
And after he teabags him, he'll go.
That would be sweet. That would make everything okay.
With the little
Nuts on your
teardrops
head.
coming out of his eyes.
But he's approaching Martian Manhunter territory.
No, come on.
No,
No,
he's
no, he's
not.
not.
He's approaching.
Don't do
He's-
that.
he's not.
Don't
Two more
Two more
disrespect him.
instances.
Don't
Come
disrespect
on,
him,
Happened to
Josh.
Josh.
Hara. L. He's
He
an
is-
L merchant.
He's not an L
on.
merchant. Okay.
I'm about to Google. Is Saul
An L merchant.
Is Saul from One Piece? Wow. The first thing that pops up is Saul from One Piece alive? L. Yo. Did I mention that he died 3 times in one of the same stories?
He did
already
not
so
die
far? This is the
3
third-
times.
He just died now.
He's just KO'd.
He died when he got frozen, and he died before he got frozen.
He did not die before he got frozen.
He basically he lost. He got blown up and all of that. It was ego death. Pride and title death. As a standing on business ass person.
He did
You know
stand
what
on
I'm saying?
business, though.
He did. But not for long. Not for long enough.
He didn't physically stand on business for very long, but emotionally and mentally.
Let me ask you something. If I picked up a heavy box, if I held up a heavy box, right, for half a second, did I hold that heavy box up?
Yeah, for a second.
Did I carry it?
For a second. What's the
He
question?
stood on business for a second. All
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
All right, I
He
can
stood
solve
on
that.
business for exactly 1 second.
And then the future was blight with L's.
Hey,
After
you know,
that.
all you have to
I
do
didn't foresee this.
Future was blight with L's. That is a hard ass bar. That is the hardest bar that's ever been written. That's why you're going to be a bard.
Thank you, Brian.
I don't know about ever
Yeah, so,
written.
like, I don't even remember what I was gonna Google, but I mean, enough said. I don't know what more to say. I don't want to persuade you guys any further. It is what it is. It's not looking good. The stocks are super down. Oda, what is going on?
Sell
What
your
is
Saul
the
stocks.
direction? Yeah. What is the path? I mean, Chad, we don't need this.
No, I mean, it doesn't matter anyway. 'Cause Robin's supposed to fight here. Robin and Chopper. Team up. Ultimate team.
They're gonna wash him.
Oh my god, it would be so cool.
They're going to. It's gonna happen.
If Chopper went
I
full
was gonna be
monster
like,
mode,
These thorns are supposed to hurt me. The pain from all my people dying is more than you can ever know. you
Monster
rich
Chopper is going to
bastard.
he's going to turn into Monster Chopper. He's going to Kumadori this guy.
Ooh, yeah! Throw that nigga off the tree.
Get off
Yes.
my tree.
Throw him off the tree. Yes, that would be great. And he has a fruit, so he'll die if he hits the water. Or
Exactly.
he'll just sink or something like the mammoth guy. I hate him.
No, he only sunk because he's a fish man and he can live underwater.
Oh,
It wouldn't work for anybody
just
else.
so he just can't swim.
Yeah, he just can't swim. He's just down there breathing underwater, being able to breathe underwater, but he can't move.
That's like dying like he down.
Yeah, exactly. Except you would eventually die. If someone didn't get you, you'd just starve.
Oh.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't have much to say about this chapter, but I did enjoy it. I thought it was cool. I like this little moment from Brooke. Brooke is one of the more loyal. I mean, they're all very extremely and to a fault loyal to Luffy, but there's a certain like samurai type quality to Brooke that is very similar to Zoro, where they have like the swordsman code type. I'm following this guy. This guy is my boss. You know, I laid down my sword for this guy, and it's really badass coming from a skull. It's actually quite edge, if I do say so myself. It's pretty cool. So, you know, that's really all I gotta say. I'm excited for what's to come. I really like that they fleshed out kind of the goal here: stop the Holy Knights before they murder these children, and that's nice.
They better, man. Or, you know, before they kidnap the children.
Yeah, I think
You
they
said murder, bro.
They did say
That was
murder. That's what I said.
crazy.
That's what I
That was
said.
crazy.
They're gonna say we're gonna kill these kids.
You're the crazy
Fuck
guy
them
from which watch? You are
Fire.
Kyoki Psycho.
I don't remember who that is.
Yes, you do.
I'm still fairly early in the series, Josh. Stop potentially spoiling it for me.
Kyoki Psycho.
I can't see. I can't see your screen.
Well, I left it in the Instagram chat, so.
Oh, okay. Anyway. Oh, this guy? Yeah, that's the killer guy.
And that's also you.
It's not me. Anyway, fuck it. Let's move on to the next one. I'm tired of being lambasted on my own pod. Ready to go?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Fi meg pikken inn I det
Looks
kjære
nice.
som jeg kan chat.
Sakamoto Days. This is Sakamoto Days, chapter 211, Electric Shock Hazard. Last we left off, Shishiba's plan to attack and kill X failed brutally, and him and Osarugi were making a desperate play to escape the collective order's attacks and get out of there alive. It wasn't going so well until they were saved by Kamihate, the sniper, who is literally personified as, who is literally only shown as a personified rifle, head.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's come to save Osarugi because I guess he loves her. He's a little weirdo. But yeah, Shishiba looks over to the sniper rifle like, Kamihate? I was wondering who that was. He's like, we've almost never spoken before, Shishiba. And apparently he's like whispering this. He's like, we've never spoken before, Shishiba. I rarely come down to the surface. My throat. Because he's supposed to be this super shy guy. That's why you never see his face. All of his speech bubbles come out of the tip of his rifle. Anyway. And basically he says, Oki looks down and is like, this is unfortunate, Kamihate. I thought you were more reasonable than this. And he was like, screw this garbage. Thanks to you asshats, the morning weather was interrupted for a special report. No matter what happens, I side with the weather girl. So this, and Osaragi. And
Osarugi.
and Osaragi. And it's at that moment, X continues to attack with his Takamura powers. Shishiba asks Kamihate if he could even do close combat. And Kamihate is like, no, hell no. And he's like, "Why are you even here?" He's like, "Because you can't carry Osaragi by yourself while running out of here by yourself." So, Shishiba is just like, "Well, running's not my style, but I don't have a choice." So I guess Kamihate starts to provide some cover fire for Shishiba to escape, and Shishiba's having trouble getting away because Osaragi won't let go of her weapon. At that point, X leaps up to try and get them, and Kamihate tries to shoot him with his bullet. X cuts the bullet in half, but it is secretly a smokescreen bullet, it seems. So it creates this fog that allows them to escape. And Torres is like, should we go after them? And Oki's like, nah, why am I getting this uneasy feeling? Kamihate sneezes through his sniper rifle somehow. And he's like, allergies? He's like, no, when I shoot those bullets, it makes my muzzle itchy. More importantly, is Osaragi okay? And Kamihate brings Shishiba's attention to a new challenger coming up. And he's a super cool guy who he's very big and flamboyant character design. Shishiba's like, what now?
Pretty sick design, actually.
Yeah. He's like, hey, don't get amped up. And Kamihate tries to shoot him, but then he pulls out these like little finger armor things and uses those to create lightning. He sends a fucking electricity bolt right at Kamihate and stuns him, it seems. Shishiba tries to...
You guys are going to be so disappointed in me.
Why?
Why did I just now get why he's saying don't get so amped up? He keeps saying that too. Amps, like...
his electricity puns?
Oh my God. I did not see that.
That's so funny.
Wow.
Shishiba tries to attack with his hammer, and like everybody else, everybody seems to block this fucking hammer.
Easy money.
He stops it, and he destroys the hammer with his electricity. And so they go through back to hand-to-hand combat, but every attack is laced with an electrocharged blow. So he's basically fighting a human stun gun. And he brings down some lightning onto Shishiba and Osaragi, but this little jolt of lightning wakes up Osaragi. She grabs her broken buzzsaw and she slams this fucking guy through a pillar in the building. She then grabs Kamihate and Shishiba and makes a run for it. And they manage to escape, surprisingly. All three of them make it out alive. And that's when we get the name of this guy as X approaches and says, "You're late, Gozu." And Gozu says, "Don't get so amped up, Kay." He's like, "Who are those freaks anyway?" They explain that they're the Order, and Gozu's like, "They're so spicy. I'm going to kill them." And that's where the chapter ends. Josh, what did you think about Sakamoto Days, chapter 211?
This was actually my favorite chapter of the week.
No way!
What?
Wow.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
I will admit, there's not much to it other than it was just a really exciting chapter, like wire to wire. I was really excited. They introduced the new character, brought back the sniper guy. He put in work. By the way, I don't think that was a smoke screen. I think he blew that nigga up.
Is that what that was?
I mean, look how
like
it shattered all the glass and stuff and made stuff fall.
Yeah, I don't know. It looked like a smoke screen. It did explode. I guess it was just a regular explosion. It still didn't do anything to this guy.
Yeah, he just tanked that shit. But yeah, this dude pulled up and stole the show with his electricity powers and, honestly, the art. I mean, we talk about like other comics I mean, we talk about Sakamoto, how the combat looks all the time. It's not just Sakamoto, taking advantage of like random things that's dope about this manga. I mean, it is just a combat manga at its heart, at least now. And he did his thing. He did his thing in this chapter. I liked it. I wonder if the sniper guy is finally going to be able to train up Hisuke, because they're gonna need a place to hide out. Also, Osurigi held it the fuck down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. Her getting like woken up by electricity, and then rocking that nigga with the same chainsaw she was holding down.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's nice. Jumped out and saved them. They was trying to save her, and she ended up saving them both. Really cool. Brian, what were your thoughts?
It was great to see Sniper Guy again. He's easily one of my favorite like gimmick assassins because he's literally just a sniper barrel. That's just his entire like characterization, which is so fucking funny to me. He looks like a really small guy. Like under that cloak. It seems like he's a small dude.
Yeah, I don't know how that works because the way Osuragi picked him up in that one panel is just like, how small is this guy? How is that possible?
It's like he's literally just a rifle under there. That's literally what it looks like. I don't know. This character just is so fucking funny to me. The fact that he sneezes through the fucking barrel too. Like if you look when he sneezes, there's literally snot coming out of the barrel.
Yeah.
This is my
Really
favorite thing
curious
about.
what he looks like.
I don't know if we'll ever see it, but God, this is Sakamoto Days at its best when it's just random funny shit like this guy. But it looks like Shishiba's terrible plan has finally come to an end as they have escaped. And now he's just gonna come back to the rest of the crew and be like, yo, what up, guys? Maybe we should team up. Yo, we should team up. What do you guys think? But those are my thoughts. Not too many thoughts on Sakamoto Days.
Yeah. To my surprise, everybody made it out. I definitely thought Shishiba was gonna die here.
Yeah, me too. Good thing we didn't make a bet on it.
Yeah. Whew. I think we were all convinced of it. That's why. I think we all thought that Shishiba was gonna go.
Yeah, I kind of thought that was a possibility.
Yeah. So, but hey, I'm glad he made it. It'll be fun to see how he develops going forward. I don't know if they're actually gonna join Sakamoto right off the bat, or if they're just gonna form their own little subgroup like the Young Assassins and Team Sakamoto. There'll be like a third faction out there against X. This Gozu character seems cool. I'm excited to see where he goes with electricity powers. I'm into it.
An electricity guy and a magnetism chick.
Yeah,
They're gonna
master
have
of
to,
magnets.
team up.
Boy, oh boy. But, excuse me. I thought this was cool. Osuragi coming back was a cool moment, being awakened by the electricity. And I'm excited for what comes next with Sakamoto Days. Big action chapter, so I don't have many thoughts outside of action cool. Kamihate, very funny. So, I'm good on that. You guys want to move onward to the next one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah, then let's do that.
Bitches get shot, it get heavy. Gra.
Kagurabachi. This is Kagurabachi, chapter 77. And I'm going to pass this one over to Josh.
Thanks, Chris. Kagurabachi, chapter 77, no longer relevant. That's really funny. We're gonna find out why that's funny by the end of the chapter.
Yeah.
But, we open with some sick color pages, interesting color pages. Of we see sheesh, it's been a long time. The sorcerer kid.
Yeah, I
and
forget his name
father,
too right now.
Sorcerer kid.
Yes.
You know the guy with the warehouse.
Hakuri.
Hakuri? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
that I feel that's right.
Yeah, Hakuri. Yeah, there we go. Thanks. Hakuri and his dad, Chihiro and his dad, and Iori and her father, Samura. Really cool.
Yeah.
They're passing the torch, you know? Anyway, last week, shit really hit the fan with Hirohiko using his banquet abilities and his play abilities. I think it's called. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the Kumieri sword. We thought Samura pulled up and killed him, and he didn't. But even though he tried to get away and confuse everybody, Samura still was able to find his ass after rebirthing Phoenix style, because he got stabbed a bunch of times. It was pretty crazy. I thought he died. I thought I won the bet because Chris and I have a gentleman's wager. And,
Yeah. Well, it's not over yet.
Yeah, it still goes on. It still goes on. So yeah, and anyway, this week the chapter starts with a couple people looking at this painting. These characters aren't relevant, I guess. And they're looking at this painting of the phoenix, where it says, "At the moment of death, it goes out in a blaze, only to be reborn from its own ashes, the legendary mythical bird." And Kenryu Yoshida, he's a painter, and he's like, "Yo, like, this shit is real. Like, I'm not making this up." Like, he says, it depicts a scene I myself witnessed during the Seitei War.
Yeah, the Seitei War.
Seitei War. He says, "The name I recall hearing was Suzaku." As we cut to the to the hallway with Samura, Chihiro, and Hirohiko about to battle. Samura pulls up with burning feathers, and he's like, "From here on out, you're powerless." I guess he's talking to Hirohiko specifically. And he's like, "Oh, rebirth, so you're immortal? I fucking hope not, man."
For my sake, I hope.
Chihiro apparently knows about this. He's like, "Suzaku, the power of the phoenix, yet he's left his eyes unhealed." Interesting. Hirohiko feels a feather senses a feather right by his head, and he reacts to evade Samura, who teleports over to him. He thinks, "I'm gonna slash them both since they're bunched together," because he's trying to kill Chihiro too. That's fucking crazy. And they have like a 3-way clash of swords. Pause. And the clash is so intense that it creates like a slash Zoro style into the Kyoto hotel. This building's in really bad shape.
Yeah.
Good thing it's in like continuous construction though, so I guess it's like whatever.
It's fine.
Yeah. Sure.
It's a shame that that the higher management here has gotten bodied already, so
Yeah.
nobody to complain about it.
That's a good point. Hirohiko finds himself like alone for a moment, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm feeling really weak. I've lost so much blood," and then he's like beating flames off of his wound and jacket. He's like, "Damn, he can use flame attacks too. Like, it regenerates and can probably mitigate altered states, meaning banquet won't work." Wow. All it will do against Chihiro's make him turbocharged and shaky to counter it. So he's thinking, should I use my third ability? He's like, nah, behind the other two. At this point, I'm behind the other two at this point, so I have to focus my ability, except instead of focusing on quantity, he's gonna focus on quality, focusing on the abilities he's already used. So he opts to use a super strong version of play. We get a little, I guess, a quick little cut to like his childhood. I forgot that he was a murderer at the age of 3. A little psychopath, huh?
Yeah.
Look at him with blood all over his mouth. And he chews somebody's neck. What? We get an explanation of the ability play. To utilize an object skillfully, the user must become familiar with its structure by playing with it repeatedly. The more they respect the object, the more they can wield it with precision. And basically, he has no respect for anything. He has nothing but contempt for all things. So his compatibility with that ability is poor. However, the incompatibility itself would be his key, apparently, as he starts warping and manipulating the entire Kyoto building, breaking it apart like by will. And we get this cool 1-page spread of like, and probably my favorite panel of the week of like the hands just fucking with like the hotel like inside of like the panel. So it's kind of almost like a fourth wall break in a sense. Very, very Deadpool. Very nice. So yeah, naturally the hotel's getting torn apart and shit is getting hectic for everyone there. And here he goes like, ha ha ha, powerless. I destroyed the building. How about that, bitch?
I like that,
He's talking that
bitch.
shit. You said I couldn't do something, and I did something. He's mad fucking petty, yo. Yeah. One of my favorite villains for sure. So Chihiro's like, damn, like this dude's trying to crush me with bodies and rubble. Like he's like his wounds are so deep. Like, how does he have this kind of energy to pull all of this off? And as I guess I don't know if it's his thoughts or the commentator that's saying his contempt for everything, his nihilism toward killing. Like I guess. Yeah, that's probably Chihiro thinking to himself. But Hirohiko's saying how Chihiro is special, that he gave him meaning to face each other with enchanted blades. Says, with that goal, I can preserve infinitely. As he yells, like, get out of my way. He ponders Samura's mentality, basically thinking like there has to be like a limit to it. Like he can't like use it indefinitely, which I am praying for as well. Please be the case. He's sending he's manipulating a whole bunch of like dead bodies and rubble towards Samura to kind of and pushes him out of the hotel. And makes him like run away. He grows those crow wings and flies. Pretty sick. And Hirohiko says he's no longer relevant. It's now time for our showdown, Chihiro. And as he stares like at Chihiro, he sees that he's looking right past him. And Hirohiko looks back up at the sky, and we get this another epic 1-page spread of Samura starting, I guess, to like activate his like Phoenix abilities. Like he's starting to like burn up. And he shoots straight down, incinerating all the like the dead bodies that Hirohiko was manipulating, and he crashes straight into Hirohiko, completely nullifying his reality warping technique, reverting the hotel back to normal. I thought he was actually destroying that shit. That's crazy. And we cut to Hirohiko like, no, it can't be, as he's all bloody and his arm is chopped off for real this time. And Samura's picking up the Kumayuri. And then Samura turns Chihiro down the hallway and says, now then, It's time to battle.
Yikes.
That is the end of the chapter. Wow, what a crazy one. Brian, what were your thoughts?
RGC.
Yeah, same here.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
Everyone who knows me knows that I'm a Hokazono glazer. I will keep praising this man every fucking week as long as this series is running. He is phenomenal. Phenomenal?
Phenomenable.
Phenomenable. I'm making a whole ass new word for this guy. This is good fucking shit. Man, he just has a way of making you like you just can't predict what he's gonna fucking do. It's very similar to JJK in that aspect, where it's just like you think you know how things are gonna go, like because you've been reading manga for a long time, so you're just like, oh yeah, this is gonna be like this because this is how it's supposed to be. But he always has a different take on things. And the flow of an arc will always be different from your traditional manga. So it's just a pleasure to read this thing every fucking week because this is like the best personification of new age manga. You know what I mean? Like this is it. This is what it looks like now. And this is probably what it's going to end up looking like in the future too. There's going to be a lot of people who have been inspired by JJK, by Chainsaw Man. A bunch of manga that's very cinematic and like very dynamic with its paneling and its storytelling. Man, this guy does it all, and I can't stop praising him every week. So this was a fucking fantastic chapter. But those are my thoughts.
Yeah. I really enjoyed this chapter. Obviously, this was also my RGC.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
And, you know, it was just so cool. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't, I don't have any deep or super profound reason for it being my RGC. I just think this has been a really well-paced arc in terms of the action, in terms of the emotional beats. It's just been all around pretty great. Samura's power not like being so advanced that he could even heal things like inanimate objects around him. You know, it just really adds to build him up and to build up his powers. I feel more affirmed that he's not going to die right now because I feel like this arc was really just one of its like functions is to power scale to a degree of just what is the difference between people on Hirohiko and Chihiro's level and the sword masters who actually know what they're doing with these things. And who have like a deep understanding of their swords. So I'm feeling I'm gonna win this one. That notwithstanding, I don't think this is the end of Hirohiko, strangely enough. I think he's gonna make it through this one. I can't help but think there's more to this character. I don't know if he'll get the Kumayuri back. I have a feeling he will somehow. Because, you know, I feel like he's kind of intrinsically tied to it. Or maybe he gets a different blade. Maybe he loses the Kumayuri and gets one that's more suited to him.
I mean, he still has the contract with it, so
That's true, I guess.
he has to die in order for it to get taken away from him.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, maybe he gets it back. Who knows? But in any case, I don't think this is the end of Hirohiko. I think this is just kind of more of a character jumping off point for him. But I'm not going to make no Ron Burgundy bets about it. I feel like, you know, he could go either way. I don't feel safe about that either way. But I have a little suspicion that we're not quite done with Hirohiko quite yet. That being said, I'm excited to see what's going on how this concludes. Even I have a feeling maybe Samura just leaves and retreats because he has two swords, and he might be still hesitant to kill Chihiro at this point. So, maybe this series, this not a series, but this arc ends in a kind of neatish bow. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about Kagurabachi. So good. Fucking 7-chapter heater it feels. So I feel pretty good about it. Josh, what did you think?
Man, this was an excellent chapter. I really felt in the moment. I guess I didn't want to give a retroactive one. I really felt like I was like popping off, as Brian would say, when I was reading Sakamoto Days. I was really surprised by how things went. But no, this was sick. This was sick. This was just such an artful chapter, then way to sequence the fight. I mean, just I don't want to gush too much about it like always. But I agree. I don't think this is the end for Hirohiko. There has to be some type of drawback to this Phoenix power. If Samura, all right, Chihiro is probably not going to kill Samura no matter what. I think even if it came down to them going for like each other's head, he would probably just hesitate and take a hit. So if Samura's going to die, it has to be through Hirohiko's meddling or something. One of the other sorcerers. Somebody has to do something about him. Especially because if he remembers his daughter after all of this, he's not going to be like, I don't know. I just don't think he's going to work with the Hishaku and yeah, that's the name. That's those sorcerers right there. Hishaku, yeah, and the Kaminabi is the good guys. All right, yeah. And besides, they're about to, I think it's over for their alliance with Samurai at this point, no matter what.
Yeah.
It's because they're going to try to either get the Shinichi or break this guy out one way or kill him.
I mean, they're currently trying to get the Shinichi right now, so.
Right, so
I think they literally only had Samura around just so that they could kind of keep him in check before he turned on them, essentially. Like, their deal with Samura was never going to be long term.
right.
They just needed to keep their closest like enemy close.
Wait, what if they kill him with the Shinichi?
I mean, it won't happen now because they're really.
What if
he's
it
really
literally
far.
happens now? They get the Shinichi, and then they just arrive at this place and then just kill Samura.
Does that count?
It would count. If it happens within this arc.
Well, now we're talking.
Now we're cooking with gas.
Yeah, now Chris is cooking. I'm liking this theory.
Damn. I hope that doesn't happen. It would be bad storytelling if that were to happen. I would be so upset.
If Hokazono does it, he is the GOAT.
I would
Sorry.
give Kagurabachi my worst chapter of the week if that were to happen. He would have jumped the shark.
I see how it is. Is it distasteful theory now?
It's distasteful. It's unclassy.
Okay.
It lacks tact.
Okay. Hirohiko lacked tact. He thought he was that. He. You know what? I'm gonna say this. He stood himself until, like, he's put out of commission. He really, like, I don't want to say it in an artful way. Like, he showed Samura, like, it's whatever you slashed me, I lost, but I still did something when you said I couldn't. You said my ability was useless, and I fucked everything up. I made you have to use your super phoenix power, and that's gonna be a drawback against Chihiro when he cuts his head off. Because you know what? Surprise! I changed my mind. Chihiro is gonna kill him. He's gonna say, "Samura, you're a bastard to your fucking daughter," and I didn't like how you killed Utagara? No. Uraha? No.
Yes, Uraha.
Uraha. Yeah. Yeah, you may have to do that. So you're gonna have to hold this one. But I bet you killed my dad.
You killed my
Bet it was
name.
you. I bet you killed my dad.
You killed my name.
Cut your head off. Josh was right. Yeah. That's how it's gonna go. All right, those are my thoughts.
All right. Do we have any rebuttals?
Hokuzono stands unite.
Oh, I want to say something else real quick.
Okay.
Man, Kagurabachi, speaking like when Brian brought up JJK, it just reminded me that this series for sure filled the void. It came right on time. Like right when JJK
For real.
was in. And it's not like this is similar to JJK. I'm not like trying to say that for one way or the other. I'm just saying that like the hypeness and the the fast paced like fighting.
The aura.
Like, it's nice. The aura. Kind of, and it's like a throwback to Bleach, to like the best qualities of Bleach. People actually fight it out in these, Anyway, I'm not trying to throw shots. Sure I am, but I don't want to right now.
All right. Well, we ready to move on now?
Hokuzono.
Hokuzono. All right.
Hokuzono.
Let's go.
Oh shit!
Dandadan.
Dun 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 dun.
But this one I'm passing this one over to Brian.
Dun 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 dun.
Nice.
All right. So chapter picks up where we left off last week with everybody starting not to be able to see Momo.
Yikes.
And Jin comes over to Vimola and he's kind of like, "Yo, can you see Momo?" And Vimola's like, "What? What is that?" And it seems like Granny is also starting to forget Momo as well. Pretty bad. Things are looking pretty
What a
bad.
piece of shit.
And as
own
this is
granddaughter.
happening,
It'd be
As
your
is
own
happening.
grandmother sometimes.
Zuma's friend says, "Hey, somebody give me a hand here. Zuma's vision is almost completely gone." Did they talk about this before? Is this a
That's
thing?
what I thought. But then I was like, I think that maybe that was the thing. Because everybody who went into that world is getting affected.
Oh,
So-
and this is his problem, is
Yeah.
that he's going blind.
Yeah.
And he mentions that Daiki, the old man that was trapped inside the game, who's actually a child, can't walk anymore because he's gotten too old, I guess. So
Jeez.
he has to carry him around. And Granny tells Vimola to hold his hand so that she can guide him. And Jin kind of calls Momo to come ride with him. So he like brings his hands out and she jumps off of Vimola's shoulder. And he says that his spiritual pressure, his spiritual power is strong. So maybe that's why he can sense her. And he swears that he'll never forget her, which he definitely will.
That means he will for dramatic effect.
So as they're kind of walking through the airport, the Daiki asks why they're helping him. The first time we met, you tried to beat me with a stick. I guess that's what happened. Oh yeah, that is what happened.
Yeah. He was this weirdo guy that was like running around with the sword and stuff. Like
And
before the treasure chest thing.
Raya says, "Well, at the time, I thought it was your fault that Zuma was in trouble." And Daiki says, "Oh, so you were going to beat me for Zuma's sake?" And he continues to ask, why do that? Why go that far just for Zuma? And Raya goes, "Well, Zuma helped you too. Back in the day when he was getting bullied, Zuma was the one that came to help him. He was really pissed off back then, but he was really kind to the people that he cared about. And the people who gathered around him were all people who had problems at home or in school. So Zuma had to make sure that he was basically taking care of them. And he kind of
super pissed off back then. Super pissed off. Damn.
what is this stuff? Vitamins?
It's some kind of drink that they
Nah,
were
it's
washing
fucking
down
drugs.
pills with or something.
It's probably drugs.
And Zuma was making sure that she didn't. And the girl's kind of like, it's none of your business. And Raya goes, that stuff will kill you, you know? And she says, who cares? What's the point of being alive? She says, I can't do things that are normal for everyone else. They'd ask, why can't you even do that much? But how would I know how to answer that? My parents just gave up on me. They saw me as an embarrassment. I couldn't keep up with my classmates. It's no fun at all. As she's breaking down into tears. And Zuma goes, sorry, but there's nothing I can do for you. I got no idea how to help you, but as long as you're here, it'll be fun for us. The way you join right in and make everyone laugh, I can't do that. Whenever you get sad, just come here. Only don't use that shit anymore. And Raya chimes in and goes, the whole world moves too fast. We want to keep up, but we can't. We try our best, though. We just wanted to be forgiven. We wanted someone to tell us, you're okay. And we cut back to the present when they're in the airport. And Raya continues to say, Zuma saved us all, and we need him. So we do anything for him. And we cut to a news broadcast of somebody talking about a vehicle that was attacked while transporting men who are currently standing for trial for murdering and kidnapping and other crimes. Some of the men that escaped were Juichi Kito, Juhiko Kito, and Jumanuel Kito, which are three very familiar names, if you remember. Very familiar faces.
Brian, which face is your favorite?
The one on the left.
Me too.
He just be chilling. And
he's foul, but he's very discreet about it.
Yeah.
yeah, he's Jumanuel.
Jumanuel. The Keto Bros.
And we see people looking at the crew from the back saying, Mom, there they are over there. And they kind of focus in on Jin and they go, my, been wanting to see that boy Gigi. I don't see the other one though. Momo Ayase, I mean. And we see that it is the old lady and her family from the Evil Eye arc a long time ago. And it seems as though they have been tracking Momo by using her jacket and the scent from her jacket. And that means that she's nearby. And we see that they are planning to follow them onto the airplane as they say, I'm looking forward to this. Time for a little air travel. And that is where the chapter ends. Chris, what are your thoughts?
I like this chapter.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. What is going on this last page? Is that him just like trying to draw the sun or something? Or
it's a night sky, it looks like. And it looks like it's snowing, maybe?
Yeah, it's snowing. So it's just like snow clouds.
Oh, okay. I'm like, did they set this shit on fire or something? Like, I could.
No, it's supposed to be looking cold out there, I guess. It's supposed to start snowing and whatnot.
All right, he's going. All right, it wasn't the. I don't know. They didn't.
I think so, at least. I mean, it looks like that to
They
me.
didn't really get across on this. I'm no. I shouldn't really be a critic or nothing, but
Yeah.
anyway, sorry, Chris.
No, it's okay. I thought this chapter was okay. It felt like a more of a transitional chapter as we start to relay the stakes for this little half of the arc. It was good to see more of Zuma. He's one of my favorite characters, especially of the newer variety. Umbrella Boy. He's got the coolest design in the crew, I think. And he's kind of like the archetype I enjoy. I enjoy like this kind of cliche character of delinquent with the heart of gold. So, you know,
I miss his mohawk though.
yeah,
I like his mohawk look more.
yeah. I like he's like this is his getting his shit together look. I'm growing up, you know.
He's not super pissed off anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see like this facet of his backstory and how much he means to his crew. So you know, it was good to get that character insight. I almost didn't remember who these old people were, and then I remember the Evil Eye arc. So I guess their presence is interesting in some way or another. At least in a gag sense, they'll make me laugh a whole bunch. So I'm excited to see how it goes. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
I enjoyed it. I read it pretty soon. I mean, not that long ago. But I did have a question to ask. Do y'all think that it's more than just a coincidence that he's bringing these characters back from that were in the Evil Eye arc, seemingly right around when the anime for the Evil Eye arc is dropping? Think there's any smoke there?
I think it's coincidental
Unbiased
because
King?
I think it's coincidental because they built up these characters tracking them before in like other arcs. I would be surprised if this was a coordinated effort because it's usually not done that way. But I guess it's not impossible. I wasn't in the room to really see the planning of this, so. But all I could say is I doubt it. I think it is very coincidental. Coincidental though.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But yeah. I mean, this guy's backstory is cool. We already learned about him like in the past, but I did need a refresher. I feel like I might need to reread these. I might need to reread everything that like we're reading just to catch up on shit.
Yeah.
I might do that after One Piece.
Yeah, every now and then.
Read everything we're reading.
It's good enough. It's good to refamiliarize yourself. I've been meaning to do that with Sakamoto Days, to be honest.
Yeah, I particularly want to do that with Kagurabachi. But yeah, don't have too much other thoughts in this chapter. I feel bad for the kid that fell into the game or whatever, and now he's an old man. He's an agent. He's god damn it, man. I mean, he's got it the worst. The other guys will still be alive. He's dying fast.
Yeah.
That fucking card bastard that was reading that game.
The
he's
fucking
still
card
out there.
bastard.
Yes. And he's still out there. Yeah, I hate him. I rolled up. Yeah, what is wrong with this guy?
It's a fun face to do.
Yeah. I want to get a tattoo of that.
No, you don't.
I won't.
Were those all your thoughts, though?
I do want to get a giant card of that face
No, you don't. Oh, you want a
and
card?
have it behind me.
That'll be fun. Creepy as hell, though.
Yeah, you guys will know the reference. Everybody else will just be fucking creeped out and probably never visit again.
Yeah.
They're gonna come into the house, think everything is cool, and then they're gonna come across there and say, "What the fuck?"
What are you into, bro?
This not really gonna be a good answer. I'm gonna say, "Oh, I read the series Dandadan," and they're like, the series with the high school girl that was like almost naked in the first episode.
Yeah, but you know, you got to give it a chance.
Yeah, but you know. Yeah, but you know.
Yeah, but you know, trust me, all right?
Trust me, I'm not a weirdo. It all makes sense. It's great.
No, it's actually a good story.
Yeah, they've cut back considerably on.
Man, those are the Food Wars days.
Lewdness.
That was,
Food Wars.
oh, Food Wars is like, I swear to God, there's a good story in here.
Man, that was like you had to be mad careful on the train. You had to.
You
be
couldn't
so
read it on the train. You could not read it on the train. Don't read that shit on the train.
Do not read it on the train.
You don't understand. The story is actually very deep.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Brian, what'd you think?
I kind of wish I read this chapter a little more thoroughly, or else I would have gotten my RGC.
Really?
Yeah,
Over Cags?
yeah. This was
I'm not the only one that strayed from gags.
this is a very beautiful chapter. I kind of relate a little bit to some of the sentiments of this chapter. It was very beautiful in a way that like kind of describes, you know, how it feels like to be different and stuff like that.
An outcast.
Yeah, a bit of an outcast. And it shut up.
You want that? No, I'm joking. I can't believe I caught that. You just gotta do it at the corner of my mouth.
But it was really nice to see how Zuma is like, of course we knew that he was a leader of his people, like of his community, but it's nice to see him actually act on that and see what kind of leader he really is and why so many people appreciate him. And man, this guy is so kind and so you know, responsible. Like, even though he may seem like a delinquent, he's still keeping his friends on the right track and not letting them kind of just do whatever the fuck they want. You know what I mean? Like, he's still looking out for them and making sure that they don't do anything stupid or don't abuse drugs.
Hey, not the ones that at least fucking kill you anyway.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's cool with liquor and weed.
Liquor
Bet
and
he's
weed.
down for that. Bet he's down for that shit.
Well, based on his artwork, he's definitely down with weed.
Yeah.
Sure, he's a little violent. Sure, he's a little violent, but he's still a really cool guy. But yeah, I really appreciate this chapter. It was really, really nice to see a bunch of people kind of struggling in the world, kind of being together and helping each other out. It's a very beautiful message. But yeah, those are my thoughts.
Hell yeah. Well,
Granny Seiko ain't shit. I just want to throw that out there one more time.
she forgot her own granddaughter. No excuses, curse or not. All right, well, that was Dandadan then, and that has been our show. Thank you guys so much for listening. As per usual, you could find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Josh is at JDCole_37 on Instagram, at NewJumpCityJosh on Twitter. Brian is at b.esp on Twitter and Instagram as well. You can catch him while he's streaming at twitch.tv/itspunchline. email the show at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about, and we'll do it on a pre-show chat show that we didn't do this week, but we will do next week, maybe. So check that out. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We're everywhere. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Give us a like, a share, comment, all that stuff. And, Apple, Spotify, we're on those things as well. So check us out. With that, thank you guys so much for listening. We will see you guys next week, probably. We have something special that we're trying to plan for next week because Jump is off. So we'll be doing something a little out of the ordinary for us. But we'll see. No spoilies away. We won't let you know what he's going to be like. Bless you, Brian.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, we will potentially see you guys next week. Stay safe, New Jump citizens.
Bye.
So.